full room.
We just actually saw each other 2 seconds before we were seeing you. Hi.
Hi.
Wait, hi.
Hello.
He just flew in.
And boy, are
That's
you
honestly true.
tired.
Thank you very much. Superman doesn't clap his arms when he flies. No, I did. I literally just arrived. So I just flew all night. Found those thunderstorms you guys had here. I flew through those. I hate that.
Yeah.
And you
So-
fixed them though, because you're Superman.
I would, if I could have fixed them, believe me, I would have. And then got here and had a choice. Come out and try to like function for 5 minutes or lay down for like 40 minutes.
Oh, never lay down.
I laid down.
Oh.
My body hates me right now.
Well,
But I love
don't
it. I'm
hate-
happy to be here. I don't hate you either. Bless it. So I got a cup of coffee and I'm happy to be here. How's everybody doing? I see some familiar faces. All right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Have you guys been to Pittsburgh before?
I feel like a million years ago I might have been here once, but it's super big. So, and I might have drove through it. No, I don't have it.
That's okay.
I've been here.
Philadelphia, I'm way more familiar with because I have family around
Who's
there.
from Philly?
Yeah, that would have been
I'm sorry.
This is not the crowd for
Sorry.
Philly.
Oh, I'm getting booed already.
about Philadelphia and Pittsburgh.
Well, I just said I'd been there. I just said it was the same state. That's all.
Well, not to play favorites or anything, but I've been here a whole bunch of times.
That was a good pandering to the crowd.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Oh,
But I think when you do your first time, you should get a bigger.
There you go.
Great recovery.
She will always win, by the way.
So we have people lined up for questions. I got a quick question though to start off. There was an episode of Lois&Clark where it was kind of a role reversal. Terry, you as Lois, gained all the powers of Superman, and you were Ultra Woman, which was awesome. Any fond memories of that particular episode?
I loved it. That was great.
I think I got some empathy for what it's like to have to wear a suit like that every day. That's a lot.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
No, it's always fun to have powers.
Uh-huh. No, that was a fun episode. It was great fun for me to.
It does seem like that was a lot of people's favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I hear that a lot. My favorite was Honeymoon in Metropolis.
Ah,
My first-
that was great fun.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
But that was because it probably leaned into the romantic comedy, and that's my thing.
Yep, and it is. And you're very good at it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll take the first question over here.
No. Okay, sorry.
He's just grumpy because he hasn't slept.
That's true.
Drink some more coffee.
Yes, yes.
All right, so I want to say huge fan, love Lois and Clark, the new Adventures of Superman, love you guys. I was very sad when I learned that season 4 would be the last one. I heard that there was a planned season 5, so my question is in relation to that. If there was a season 5, where would you want to have taken both your characters?
I think this is you.
Well, there was going to be a season 5, and unfortunately, we didn't get to have too much say in what they were doing as far as the whole character arcs. I would have loved to see them. You know, there was the baby at the end. I assume that was the Kryptonian, royalty or something, and they would have parented the child for a while, gotten attached, and then had to give it back. And then in my world, I would have loved to see them start making babies, having a family. I don't know what that says about me, but I thought that would be pretty
It
cool.
says all the right things.
That's good, perfect. But I think that's what they're doing on Superman and Lois now, or done something similar. Honest to goodness, started to watch it the other day for a little bit, and I just didn't like it as much as our show.
It's, I'm going to be honest. I actually did the same. That's funny because we didn't talk about it or anything.
No.
But I tuned into a couple of episodes not that long ago also, and sort of kind of felt the same.
All right.
Like
It had a different tone.
it does. It does have a different tone. It was. I mean, I think I know this is one of your favorite things, that like when we did it, It was originally on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, which really puts it into probably the most family-specific time slot of all the week in television. And so it really allowed the parents and the children to watch something and like separately but together enjoy it for different reasons. And I think even with it rerunning, that still holds true, and there's still a place for that in our society and in our families, and there's just not enough shows like that. So anyway, yeah, I think that was maybe one of my favorite things about the show in general, but yeah.
Completely agree. And then one of the greatest things that I ever hear when we're here with people, because when we were shooting the show, we were just shooting the show. We were there all day, all night, every day of every week. You never were anywhere else. You go home and get maybe 6 hours of sleep and you're right back on set. So we didn't get a chance to interact with fans or anybody like that. So the nicest thing I can hear ever is when someone comes up and says, you know, my grandma and I used to watch this together every Sunday, or my dad and I, or it helped me get through high school, all the wonderful things that we get here. So that's one of the really positive, fantastic things about coming out here.
Yeah, so thank you
meeting
for
with
sharing
them.
that.
Thank you for that,
It's
yes. It
really
means
valuable.
everything.
Is it a cooking plan?
It's not, no, you win that. That's just, I'll just give up the man.
I can do the
That's
cooking.
you.
I'll do the cooking.
I can't compete on that.
Well, no, I think we would both love that. Can I speak for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean, I hadn't done a lot of. I did a Hallmark Christmas movie with Jamie Denton.
Great.
That I had we.
That's cool.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and we really. I don't know if there's Desperate Housewives fans here, but we. You know, I think both
You
of
hear a whole
us.
lot of guys going, woo.
But I think James and I both really felt like the fans of that show got gypped out of like the happily ever after ending, and so we have found a few specific projects to be like, oh, I bet our fans would like this if we got to do this. So we should try to do that.
Deal. I have something cooking. I told you, I really do. I really do.
And then for both of you, for each of you, of all the past work that you've done, some that you don't hear much about, like Terry, I loved A Touch of Fate.
Oh.
And,
Okay.
And Dean, I just saw 90 Feet from Home. You had a small part, but I love your Hallmark movies too. Is there something in your past that you wish people saw more of? Like, what's one of your favorite memories of other movies or shows?
Well, I mean, where my brain was going didn't exactly go with the end part. I don't know if it's not something that nobody saw. Although A Touch of Fate, that's interesting. That movie kind of at the time never even really got released. Like, I don't know what happened to it, but I actually thought it was sort of charming. So thank you for saying that. But to me, my favorite work that I did was actually the voice work in Coraline. It was maybe 2-3 years of kind of being involved with these just incredible artists and craftsmanship people that make animated movies like that, and Henry Selick and just the whole team. It was just a master class in that kind of art, and I just love it. I love that I was the kind of one mom and then the other mom, and that was really challenging and fun, and I love that movie so much. Did it just say shooting guns, kissing women, and riding horses?
As a matter of fact, I did. All great fun.
All right, so the questions that I have are for Terry.
Oh.
Number one, when you were working with all of those people as part of the Coraline production, you were the other mother and you were the mother, and like when you were playing both of those characters, what were the differences in what it was that you were doing?
Okay, so when you do those kinds of things, first of all, I never, other than going to the set in Oregon and meeting like the woman that knitted all the little sweaters and the
In the 90s, rewatched the pilot last month. Out of Time was amazing, Dean, by the way.
Thank
But
you,
my
that was
questions-
awesome.
Yeah, that was great. My questions for Terry: how awesome was it returning for the Seinfeld finale? The scene with Jackie Chiles was the best part of the finale. And can you say the quote?
Can I say it?
I think you should say it.
They're real. And they're spectacular.
I think we need to put the word still in the Jill. Thank you so much. It was, that was amazing to get asked to be in that, and that's really sweet of you to say about the finale. The behind the scenes stuff that maybe you guys will appreciate was, I had a very young baby at that time. Speaking of spectacular, was still breastfeeding. Speaking of real and spectacular. Anyway, and so I actually have a black and white photo on the in the set of like the Jerry's apartment, holding my daughter from that finale, and that was really cool. And also, my dad got to be an extra in the courtroom, so he's like in there. So those are the things I remember. But thank you very much.
Check out Group over in the corner.
Ooh, love. Thank you.
Vin Diesel, ladies and gentlemen. Vin Diesel.
All right, guys, we have quite a line and not as much time as we'd like, so
We'll try to answer shorter.
Yeah, try to keep your questions short.
The answer to the next question.
Try to just say 3 words.
Yes, ma'am. The next question, the answer is false.
All right, this question is for both of you. Those scenes in which you're flying all over Metropolis, all around the world, whatever, the scenes in which Superman is flying and he has to carry Lois after saving her from whatever, how did you accomplish those scenes? Dean, was it really difficult to pretend to fly and carry Terry simultaneously?
Well, you weren't really pretending. We were both back in the days, we both had these harnesses that, it's actually amazing that either of us had made children.
Yes.
After that. It was super uncomfortable, right?
Yes.
Super.
Very super.
Yeah. If we can be honest,
No, it really was.
it wasn't easy to get into those positions. It wasn't, and we were up on wires and hanging, and so in that sense, it wasn't fake.
No, it took tremendous balance, and there were people, at the same time we're up there on these wires, there's people pulling us and making us move, and it's like 17 people working in concert, so it was a tough thing to do. A lot of people got excited when they got on the show. They're like, oh, I want to fly, but there's only 2 pick points on your hips, and so if you want to know what it's like to fly, put a little stool out, and then lay your stomach on that stool, and then try to flatten out. That's what it's like to fly, because everyone else will get in there and start to fly, and they look like this. Straight, nope, can't do it. So it was difficult.
I think all the equipment's so different now. I think it's a lot better. Anyway, that was too long. Thank you.
And next.
Hi. Hopefully this project that you're talking about, Dean, hopefully it's a football movie because, is Dean a football player, Terry cheerleader? Also, was there any attempt by you guys, by the producers, to be part of that Arrowverse crossover event? Because that would have been a good moment to give closure to the characters. Since they brought Brandon Routh back, they brought Tom and Erica back, that would have been the perfect moment.
I never heard anything about it.
I heard nothing. Crickets, my friend. Crickets. I don't think they wanted us there. They had us over for Supergirl, and I just don't know. They already had Brandon working on DC Legends of Tomorrow, so they had him. They owned him. They could do anything they wanted. So they didn't really. They reached out a couple times for different things, but the schedules didn't work out or whatever. But I don't think they really wanted us for. We would have dominated the Arrowverse, okay?
And you can tell that we love the fan base of the show, and we love giving that nod to the space. We both did Supergirl. I remember they asked me to do a little tiny scene as Lois's mother in Smallville. If they asked, we probably would. But yeah.
Crickets.
Well, there are a lot
Little kids movie.
I love it.
That's it. As simple as it gets. It's a little kids movie.
All right, you've seen Lois and Clark, by the way.
It's not a prerequisite. You don't have to see.
You don't have to see the show, it's true.
You can ask me about cooking. You don't have nothing. Yeah.
All right, hello, Dean and Terry. Wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you.
And the question is for Terry, but first, quickly, I wanted to say my 2 favorite lines you've ever said in Coraline was, "We made a deal, zip it." And from the other mother, it has to be, "You're just in time for supper, dear."
Oh.
All right. So
I get a lot that people want me to say, You could stay forever if you want to. Sometimes I leave that for people's voice messages.
So the question I want to ask you, Terry, was what is it that you enjoy in both live action animation, like in live action when you were Andrea Bowen's mom in Desperate Housewives, and also the voiceover work that you did for the Plains movies as Dottie and Coraline? Because I thought you did an amazing job in all those projects.
Oh, I think I'm not good enough with like being able to pick out people, but where I thought you were gonna go was if they did the Coraline series, animated, which I have heard like rumblings of something, but I don't know, if it will ever happen or not, but I know that there was a lot of people that would like to somehow continue the life of Coraline, and I don't know if that's in a live action thing or not, but I would certainly be there to root it on, because I agree with you. It's a great story. Thank you.
Definitely, thank you.
And thank both of you.
Thanks, guys.
Big round of applause.